Hey Sophia, Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and I'm going to show you how I cut prescription lenses for your RayBan 5256. Wait a second, hang on, where's your RayBan cleaning cloth? There it is. It was hiding up there. You play nice and you come down and be nice to all the other kids. But this is your RayBan hard case that it comes with. I'm going to set that down. This is the RayBan, of course, can you see that? That's the 5256. The color is 5057 with the RayBan emblem all over the outside. Of course, the dark tortoise exterior with the RayBan collage on the inside, and this is the 54 eye size. So let me go ahead and pop out your original demo lenses, and I'm going to put your RayBan frame into my $30,000 Santanelli. This is the LE1000 patternless edger, and the stylus is going to pop up and trace the shape of the left lens, and then it's going to move over and trace the shape of the right. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you will receive free, clear, single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. If you have vision insurance or health savings account flex dollars you haven't used and you want to wear something really nice, my receipt has my federal ID tax number on there, so you will be reimbursed for any purchase that you make from me. So let me go ahead and pull up your shape onto the computer. Your pupillary distance is 59.5. Sophia, did I mention that I'm shipping these to you in San Diego, California? San Diego, the city that no one knows what it's actually named after. Scholars have studied this. No one can find out why it's named San Diego. I looked into it myself. It can't be done. Okay, so these are polycarbonate lenses that I'm going to cut for a Xyle frame, which is just an old school name for plastic. So 59.5 is the PD. Let's go ahead and begin. Your right eye reads minus 75, minus 50 at 170, 75 minus 50. I'm going to turn the axis wheel of my Marco 101 lensometer to 170. I'm going to put the power drum at minus 75. Take your lens out of the protective sleeve. Put your lens in, rotate it until the sphere power comes in clearly, which is the minus 75. Find the optical center. Check your astigmatism correction. Everything looks good lined up that way. And I'm going to put 3 dots on your lenses. So light, I'm going to darken them so you can see them at home. And this is the right lens, so I'm going to put an R there. I'm going to do the same thing for the left. Minus 50, minus a quarter at 133. I'm going to spin the axis wheel to 133. Put the power drum on minus 50. And put the lens in, rotate it until the sphere power comes in clearly. Lock it down. Now that I found the optical center, check your astigmatism correction. We're all good. 3 more dots on this lens. 1, uno, dos, tres. I'll explain what those numbers mean in a little bit. And this is the L lens, which means not right. So, speaking of not right, that's me, and I need to attach this block to your lens. This is a Jenny from the block, by the way. I need to attach this to your lens by the use of a double-sided adhesive sticker. And where can I find one of those at this hour? Hey, what do you know? 3M, the same people who make Post-it notes, make double-sided adhesive stickers. The black side is the sticky side, so I'm going to stick that onto the block. Pull the tape away to make this side sticky. Get everything lined up perfectly. Put the block on there. And what I'm doing, the reason why I put those 3 dots on there, I have essentially what I'm looking into is just like the crosshairs of a scope. I have a vertical meridian and a horizontal one, and I'm going to put these 3 dots on the horizontal one, and the vertical one's going to go right through the optical center because that's exactly where it's going to sit above your pupil. Let me put the double-sided adhesive sticker on again. Pull the tape away. Get everything lined up perfectly. I'm sorry you can't look in here while I'm doing it, but only I'm driving, so I got to do it. So I'm going to take the right lens and put it into the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know this machine well enough to call it chuck. So the calipers are going to come down. I know that was a bad joke. I know. Don't worry, there's more. There are going to be more. But the calipers are coming down and tracing the rear surface of your lens closest to your eyelashes, the side of the lens that I call the concave side of the lens. And then it's going to move over and trace the convex front surface of the lens, all the while measuring the thickness of the lens to know exactly where to place the bevel so it fits best inside the frame. The actual cutting wheel is down here on the bottom left. It's that lighter color wheel that's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper to grind away your lens material. And this wheel in the center with that channel, that little valley, that's what's going to cut the bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. I will have to close the door in a moment, but for now I just want you to see as your prescription lens touches down on the cutting wheel. gracious, that's loud, so I'm gonna close the door. But your lenses are made out of polycarb. Polycarb is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. It is virtually unbreakable. They are bulletproof up to 22 caliber and has both UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin from overexposure, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin. So you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes. The other nice thing about your lens, it's an aspheric lens. Aspheric simply means not spherical. A spherical lens is round in every direction, like a basketball. If I were to cut a lens like that, it would give you an ugly cosmetic fishbowl appearance. So aspheric just means it starts off round and then greatly flattens out as it moves outward. So this is a much higher premium cosmetic lens. If you were to buy glasses from someone else online, even though I don't know why you would, but they would charge you for plastic lenses. If you wanted to upgrade to the thinner, lighter weight, unbreakable polycarbonate lenses, you would have to pay an upgrade to that. And then if you wanted the aspheric lenses that are that much flatter, that will not bulge out of your frame, you pay an upgrade fee for that. So this is someone else's third tier premium lens that you get for free just when you buy the frame from me. How about that? So the lens is going around. Water jets have just kicked in, which means I need to return my copy of Waterworld to Blockbuster. I think I owe about $20,000 on that by now. But the water jets have kicked in. I told you there was more bad jokes coming. You didn't believe me, did you? I hope you believe me when you say I'm cutting your lenses correctly. Yeah, well, we'll just see about that. No, I joke around a lot. I love what I do. I take my work very seriously. I just don't take myself very seriously. When you're this good, you can joke around. When you have no clue what you're doing, you better act professional around people. But at the end of the day, no one's going to do it cheaper, better, faster, or with worse puns. I'm king of the bad puns. In fact, I entered a pun contest one time, and in order to guarantee that I would win first place, I submitted 10 puns. However, no pun intended. All right, I told you won't listen to me. Hello, is this on? Hello? All right, like me, your lens has some rough edges here. So I want to smooth those out. First, I want to dry your lens off so I don't drop it with it being slippery. That's always embarrassing on live TV. So I want to use my handstone, which is completely flat. I can put my finger on it while it's running. What other body part do you want me to put on there? But my finger gets warm due to the friction. But it's that friction that allows me to apply what's known as what we call the safety bevel. And not only have I smoothed out those rough edges, I have melted them. And this little white powdery substance you see me scraping off is called Schwarf. If you're a Mel Brooks fan, this is when you say, may the Schwarf be with you. But I won't tell you what movie that's from. Spaceballs. I told you I wouldn't tell you. So once it's all off your lens, and I do this so much, I've worn a V-shaped bevel into my thumbnail. Sofia, you're the reason I can't have nice thumbnails. But once it's all off your lens and onto the counter, I carefully and very neatly and very responsibly collect it into one pile, and then I wipe it on the floor. Why? Because the clown gets to have fun while he's at work. So let's go ahead and tuck your left lens in. Right lens, right lens. I had a 50-50 chance of getting it right, and 95% of the time I'm wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and get your right lens mounted. If you notice, I'm working on the right side. I have it closest to me. I'm not trying to reach over the frame. I have it turned towards me. I tuck it into the side closest to me. Then using my thumbs, I press down at the nose and it snaps right in. So let's go ahead and start snappily. Is that a real word? Snappily? Snappily. Let's go ahead and cut your left lens. I flipped it over to L, which means not right, which is just like me, which happens to be my initial of my last name. But the calipers are going to come down, and this time they're going to trace the shape of the left side of your frame. In fact, if this were not a real frame, could I do that? So I'm going to put that there. Is that okay? I'm just going to set it there because I'm lazy. But it's starting with the rear surface, the concave side of the lens, and then it's going to move forward and trace the convex side of the lens. And that completes your vocabulary lesson of the day. But I will test you on your vocabulary word of aspheric. At the end of the video, if you can't give me a definition, in fact, if you don't, I will spit on your lenses to clean them. So you better come up with the right answer. So as soon as your left lens starts cutting, I'm going to continue to work on the right. So this block is no longer needed. I'm going to take that off. Come on, come off, come off. This is my little duck. You like it? Quack, quack. But it helps me take the block off, pull that sticker off. Such a lovely red dot you have there. I'm going to take that red dot, put it in my lensometer back on 170, which is the axis for the right eye. Check your lens, and I'm getting minus 75, which is 1 tick mark away from 1. Let's check your 2 diopters, or half a diopter, 2 steps of astigmatism correction, and I'm getting 1 1/4. The way your prescription works, you've heard of ounces, gallons, and pounds, where in the optical world we use diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R, and it goes in quarter increments starting at 0, known as plano, also known as non-prescription. Goes up from there, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1, and so on. You almost have everything represented here. Where your right eye reads minus 75, minus 50 at 170. Your left eye reads minus 50, minus 1/4 at 133. Of course, this frame sells for 150 with the lenses included. But, so without your glasses on, you need 3 steps of correction for your farsightedness. You are nearsighted. You can see great up close, but not far away. Without your glasses on, everything is much too large than it really appears. So when you put your glasses on, it will minify 3 steps down to the correct size. Now you have 2 steps of astigmatism correction, and there is a stigma over the word astigmatism. It is not a disease, it is not an affliction. Astigmatism is what causes you to squint. It makes 6s and 8s look alike, the letters P and F. So this first number gets everything the correct size. This second number takes away the fuzzy edges. Think of it as a fine-tune knob. And we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 70. If a straight line starts at 0 and is 180 over here, we're going to turn past the 90 meridian to 170 right before we get to 180. Now your left eye, you only need 2 steps of farsighted correction and only 1 step of astigmatism correction. But we're going to turn that past the 90 again to about 133. So these first 2 numbers are real values. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. It just tells us where to turn that fine-tune knob. So I'm going to take your lens out, dry it off, back to the handstone, back to smoothing out, back to melting those rough edges. Your thumb with my thumbnail. I would use your thumbnail, but I can't. You're in San Diego and I'm here, so we're stuck with my thumbnail. We're stuck with my bad jokes. But again, once it's all off the counter, I wipe it into one pile, and then, you know, in my wife's honor, she hates it when I throw this on the floor. So I just want you to see how far I have to go to throw this away to make her happy. You'll see why I just throw it on the floor. I'm going to collect it into my hand. Now I hope you're very patient. Follow me as I go to the trash can. Who has time to do that in the course of a workday? Can't you see why I just wipe it on the floor? Honey, I try to be neat, but look how far I got to go. I just don't have time to do that in the course of a workday. So let's go ahead. I've turned the left side around, which is the not right side. Tuck the lens in at the outside corner first, and then using my thumbs. Oh, it doesn't want to go. It doesn't want to go. So let me take it down a little bit more. I'm going to take it down 1/10 of a millimeter. And a millimeter, to all my American friends who have no idea what a millimeter is, it is the distance between my thumbnails. I'm going to take 1/10 of that distance off all the way around the circumference of your lens until it is the correct size. Put that right back there for now. So if you notice, there is water running in the background, but polycarbonate cuts dry where plastic and high index cut wet. It's only there just to wash away any optical sawdust that may kick up. Now the water jets have kicked in, which is washing away that schwarf, that stuff I scraped off with my thumbnail. It's just washing that away. And at the end of this 20-second water cycle, I will take it out and we'll get it mounted again. Well, not again. We'll get it mounted for the first time. We'll try again. By the way, the machine runs $30,000. I recommend everyone go out and get one. It weighs 200 pounds. Put it on your kitchen counter, and then you can cut glasses at home. You won't need me anymore. Okay, let's take it out, dry the lens off, and now let's see about getting this mounted into the frame this time. So I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner, push down at the nose, and in it goes. Now you can always cut more off of a lens, you can never add it back on there, so that's why I started a little large and work my way down. I want to dry everything off here. I'm going to keep those red dots on there. I'm going to put the red dot back into my lensometer right in front of my viewfinder, turn the axis to 133, and when I test everything, we're getting -50, which is exactly halfway between 0 and 1. And then with 2 steps of astigmatism correction, no, I'm sorry, only a quarter, we're getting -0.75, which is 1 tick mark away from 1. You remember high school algebra? When you have 2 minuses, you add them together. So if someone owed you 50 cents and they borrowed another 25 cents, they would owe you 75 cents. That's where we're at, 0.75. So that is made correctly. Your pupillary distance is 59.5. So I'm going to turn the card over and I'm going to put the 0 on my PD stick on your right lens. And when we hold everything up to the left lens, it's just ½ millimeter away from 60. So we're getting 59.5. That is made correctly. The other thing I want to do while I'm cleaning your lenses, cleaning the red dots off, is I like to take this time to explain to everyone, when you get these in the mail and they're too loose or they're too tight, or more realistically, the higher probability, one side sits higher than the other, that's because 80% of people have one ear that's higher than the other, and I'm no exception. I'm in that 80%. So that's why 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. So if you get these in the mail and they do sit a little crooked, just stop by your local place. It only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to get them adjusted properly. But I'm still going to get them in standard alignment, also known as the 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set it on the counter, I press down, there is no wobble. When I say wobble, again, I just mentioned I have one ear that's higher than the other, so when I press down on mine, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. I flip them over, press down, there is no wobble. I close each temple and make sure they overlap perfectly, and there's the same amount of tension on each spring hinge, and there is. So that's that. If anyone has any questions about what I can and can't do, although there ain't nothing I can't do with a pair of frames and a prescription lens, but if you have any questions, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com or simply click the Contact Me button on the website. Sofia in San Diego, California. And before I wish you to be classy, to stay classy, I just hope you enjoyed watching me make prescription lenses for your RayBan 5256, color 5056 in the 54 eye size, with the RayBan print on the inside and the dark tortoise on the outside. So that's that, and hopefully everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.